Hi, this Icon Groovy Entertainment. Today we have another book on tape to play for you. Today's book is Pinocchio from 1993, so let's get started.
We've finished the story of the Little Mermaid. Now it's time to read all about the adventures of the little wooden boy whose nose grows every time he lies. Pinocchio. Do you have your Pinocchio book? Good. Let's begin on page 1.
This is the story of Pinocchio. You can read along with me in your book. It's time to turn the page when you hear this sound. Let's begin now. Once long ago, there lived a gentle old woodcarver named Geppetto. He had always wanted a son of his own, but it never came to pass. One day, he built a puppet of wood, and he named it Pinocchio. That night, he wished on a falling star that Pinocchio could be a real boy. While he slept, a strange blue light filled the room, taking the shape of a beautiful fairy. The blue fairy waved her silver wand at the hunched puppet, and the little wooden boy stood up, stretched, and said,
"What happened? Am I alive?"
"Alive, but not yet a real boy. You must prove yourself good, brave, and true. Only then will you be a real boy."
the blue fairy told him.
"A cricket will be your guide. He is small, but very wise."
When Geppetto woke the next morning, he was amazed.
My wish has come true."
Geppetto sent Pinocchio off to school with a new schoolbook under his arm. But on his way, he saw a brightly colored tent with a sign that read, "Big Puppet Show today." Pinocchio wanted to go, but he didn't have any money.
Straight to school, Pinocchio.
Said Cricket. But Pinocchio ignored him. Instead, he traded his new book for a ticket. Inside, the puppet master put him in the show. Pinocchio thought it was great fun. He sang and danced all day. But after the show was over, the man took Pinocchio and locked him up in a dirty wooden box. Pinocchio cried,
"Help! Don't leave me here. It's dark and I want to go home."
The box suddenly opened, and the blue fairy lifted him out.
"I came to help you this time, Pinocchio, but don't count on me every time you get into trouble. Now, what happened?"
Pinocchio made up a story about being forced into the show. As he spoke, his little nose began to grow and grow.
What happened to my nose?"
He yelled.
"A lie always grows, just like your nose.
The blue fairy told Pinocchio.
You must tell the truth if you want to be a real boy."
She touched his nose with her wand, and it shrunk back to its right size. On his way home, Pinocchio met with a noisy group of boys.
"Hey, Woodenhead,
Said one boy.
why not join us? We're going to a place where you can have fun all day and never have to work."
Beware of false friends.
Said Cricket. But Pinocchio just pushed the little fellow back into his pocket and joined the group. Soon they reached Dunceland. All around, noisy boys played and sang. They ate cake and ice cream and played tricks on each other. The boys never went to school. They just ran around foolishly all day.
All play and no work leads to trouble.
Said Cricket. But Pinocchio was too busy eating cake to notice. After 3 days of skipping school, Pinocchio walked over to where some boys were splashing in a big puddle. Looking into the water, he saw 2 big donkey ears growing from where his own ears had been.
"Where are my ears?"
He tried to say, but all that came out was, "Meow." Frightened, he looked at his reflection again and saw a little brown donkey staring back at him. Pinocchio ran as fast as his 4 small legs could carry him. Soon he was at the edge of a high cliff with the sea far below.
"I have been foolish, just as the blue fairy warned me,"
thought Pinocchio.
"Perhaps I should jump into the sea and let some fish eat me for dinner."
And with that, he jumped off the cliff. As he sank to the bottom of the sea, Pinocchio asked a passing fish,
Would you care to eat a small donkey for dinner?
Well, of course, little puppet.
replied the fish.
But where are you hiding this donkey?
It was true. The salt water had washed away his fur, and Pinocchio was no longer a donkey. Just then, he thought he saw a small mountain moving towards him. But it was not a mountain. It was a giant whale. Pinocchio tried to swim away, but being a puppet, he wasn't a very fast swimmer. Soon the whale was right behind him. It opened its huge mouth and swallowed poor Pinocchio. Inside the whale, Pinocchio could see a boat. In the boat sat Geppetto. He grabbed Pinocchio and hugged him warmly.
Oh, my boy, I thought you were lost forever.
Cried Geppetto.
When you did not return from school, I went looking for you. I thought you had fallen into the sea, so I took my small boat out, and while at sea, I was swallowed by the whale. And now, my boy, we are trapped here forever.
No, Papa. We will escape. We will swim out when the whale eats his next meal.
Whispered Pinocchio.
But I can't swim.
Cried Geppetto.
I will help you.
Said Pinocchio.
Just hold on to me.
When the whale opened his jaws to eat another fish, Pinocchio and Geppetto quickly jumped into the water and swam out and away. They had not gotten far before the angry whale saw them and charged.
Papa, hurry!
Yelled Pinocchio, but Geppetto was too tired. The whale swam faster and faster, while Pinocchio pulled Geppetto closer to shore. The whale arrived just as Pinocchio reached the beach. They had made it safely to shore. But then a huge wave of water crashed over them. When Geppetto finally got to his feet, he ran to where Pinocchio lay still. He took the puppet in his arms and carried him home. Pinocchio lay unconscious on the table, while Geppetto quietly sobbed. Suddenly, the blue fairy appeared and said,
Pinocchio has proven himself brave and true. Rise, Pinocchio. You are a real boy.
And Pinocchio did just that. The puppet was now a real boy, warm and soft. He put his arms around Geppetto and cried,
I love you, Papa.
Geppetto replied,
I love you too, my son.
I'll have a field of wishes, and whatever I wish I may. I will live like a king, I'll do everything, and never work a day.
I hope you wish for sharing, and to love with an open heart. For the good that you do will come back to you, and then your life can start.
Now the world is waiting just for me to try.
Make me proud, Pinocchio, and never tell a lie.
All for me and all for free, they never live in harmony. In sisterhood and brotherhood, the way the real children should. The boys Geppetto made out of wood. All for me and all for free, they never live in harmony. In sisterhood and brotherhood, the way the real children should. Like me, the boy that's made out of wood.
That was some adventure. You can put your Pinocchio book away now and take out your Snow White book. Snow
So that was Pinocchio for 1993. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. And our next book will be Amazing War of Ants.